Hey, how's it going? Happy New Year. I just wanted to pop in and talk to you about what's going on in the planets and the stars right now. I hope you're doing good. It's been kind of an intense but also a sweet solstice energy portal, and I hope that you enjoyed that. And now we're back into it, right? Ready to move into this new year. And a lot of stuff is going on that's saying, yep, this is a new year. This is a new energy, something totally different. But we're not quite ready for like we're kind of not really quite ready for it. We're going back and forth. It just feels like it's interesting because next week a bunch of things are going to happen about moving into this new territory. One of those things is that Uranus is going to turn direct. And that happens on the 6th. And that means that Uranus has had out of Aries and into Taurus for good in March, the first week of March. So we are looking at this completion. We're moving into new energy, but we're also completing the old energy. This is because what happens when Uranus turns direct is it means it's going to stay for 2 more months in this square with the nodes of the moon. And we've been feeling this since September. So it's almost like from September until March is this period of time of adjustment to the 2019 energies. It really does feel like the stars are telling us we're moving into something completely new. This started on the solstice, the day after the solstice, when the full moon at 0 degrees Cancer, right? Now the nodes of the moon just moved into Cancer and Capricorn. We're getting ready for our very first eclipse with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, and that happens on January 5th, next week. So we are moving in. It's just like, boom, we're in the tunnel. Now, eclipses can be like that. So it's kind of interesting that we've had like the nodes shift signs and Uranus square the nodes the whole time while it switched signs. Now, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So it's speaking to new energy, the future, technology, solutions, and information, adjustments, lightning fast type of energy coming in. So, it's a time of getting a lot of messages as Uranus turns direct this next week and stays right there in that square with the nodes. So the nodes of the moon are about the future and the past. And it's kind of telling us, yes, indeed, we are here in between the future and the past. And so we're getting ready to step over. I've been seeing this in astrology charts. I've been seeing it in readings. It's coming up lately where there's this kind of a line in people's lives. And on one side of the line is one life they've lived, and another side of the line is another life they're going to live in this lifetime. And we're kind of at this place. So as much as, it's like things are lightening up, it's still kind of weird right now, okay? People are going back and forth between the new energy and the old energy and the higher vibration and lower vibration, but it's not as intense as 2018, ultimately has been. And you can feel it kind of lightening up, but also you can feel this momentum moving us forward. And it's kind of, slinging the mud. Once the things start we got to deal with the stuff that's come up. And so that's kind of what we're doing. And everything, though, is pointing into this new territory. And Uranus square the nodes, going back from fixed signs into cardinal signs and then traveling together for so long. It's about bringing in this new electrical vibration, this new energy to the planet, to the moon, maybe too, to the earth. And, it's just like we're getting our vibration is rising on the planet. Like there's activations occurring vibrationally, and we're having these opportunities to move into a higher dimensional frequency. So all kinds of stuff is coming up about this. Now, the other things that are talking to this new beginning is that on January 1st, the Mars moves into its home sign of Aries. Now, that feels very significant because Mars is the ruler of Aries. And so Mars took that incredible retrograde, craziness that started back in August, July, at the end of June, it started. We're feeling it in May. So it's like all year 2018. So Mars had that crazy retrograde, and now it's going to go back home. And it's like, rest time, but also like Mars, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So to have Mars transit into home, its home sign of Aries on the 1st is saying, yeah, it's a fresh start, you guys. It's a fresh start. Like, just walk through and see what happens. Leave this crap behind. You're done with it. Let it go. Step out of it. Bring your attention to something else. Now, that seems to be going on. Opportunities, you have to take these opportunities, right? But there are opportunities arising to be more present in the moment right now. And we're kind of in this suspended place of getting ready to move into the new year, into the new energy, but we're in between. And there's moments of like, just like crystal clear, I'm right here in the moment, and it might only last a moment, but this awareness is kind of coming through. We kind of got to grab onto it and bring your attention to it, you know, and it can really work for you as we go through these adjustments right now. So yeah, so we've got Mars going into Aries on the 1st. On the 2nd, the sun comes into a conjunction with Saturn. So on the solstice, the sun moved in to the sign of Capricorn. So that means, and now Mercury is going to move into Capricorn on the same day as this new moon eclipse on the 5th. So all that's happening. So that means that Mercury will be moving into Capricorn, and that means that the sun and Mercury and Saturn and Pluto all in Capricorn. So we cannot help but have this messages come through around the 2020 astrology, because that's when Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto all come together in Capricorn. And so we're getting hints of that this year. And this is an intense time. So we're kind of coming into, you know, and maybe it's part of this moving forward, is that we're coming up into getting involved with how do we change and rebuild the structures of this reality to fit the new vibrational frequency, right? And that's like our structures of our world. It could be organizations, it can be our physical reality, you know, our physical body. There's a lot of energy for adjusting to the adjustment of 2018. And so that's what is going on right now, literally like a rebuilding of our world. And we're starting to try to figure out how we can do this and maybe get into it, start making plans or something. I don't know, but with Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn, it's about breaking down and building something new and better. And hard work paying off, and integrity and loyalty and the positive aspects of Capricorn coming forward with Saturn home in Capricorn. And that's a lot of hard work, but it really paying off in the physical world. And that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're building. We got to get to work. We got to get out of the muck of 2018 in the last few years, actually, and get into the building of the new and get down to it. We don't have a choice. The vibration is changing. We've got to adjust. So that's kind of the energy. So when Mercury moves into Capricorn, that means it's moving out of the sign that it had this big retrograde in, right? And so, which was Sagittarius, going back into Scorpio. So that, like, Mercury means Mercury has come out of its retrograde shadow and is moving into new territory, into the sign of Capricorn. So Mercury, the sun, Saturn, and Pluto all together. And then that's a powerful message, I think, for this eclipse season. You know, it's about this, you know, when the North Node's in Cancer, the North Node is our future karma, where how we're going to get to where we're going. And then that has to do with nurturing. And then the South Node is what's holding us back from the past. And that has to do with authority and structures of reality and giving our power away and stuff like that. And so this is all coming up for review, and it's in our face right now. And it's kind of like maybe what we need to do before we can build the new structures is restructure our reality of where we've given our power away, come back to who we really are. And so with all this Capricorn energy, it's kind of like, whoa, here we are. Nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, you know, and we're dealing with it. We're face to face with this. And but what I think is going on is that, like, as much as this period of time we've been in has been so intense, it's actually empowering. You just don't know it yet, right? You haven't gotten to that part yet, right? So this is where we get to the empowering part of healing 2018 and getting ready to move into the new energies of 2018. So it's pretty because so soon Venus is going to move into Sagittarius. And so that means that, you know, all these planets that had these intense retrogrades of 2018, isn't it ironic? This is what the stars do to us. They have these messages for us because Mercury and Venus and Mars, all who had the most intense retrogrades here, you know, Mercury was just a part of both of those retrogrades because it retrograded at the same time. And so basically they're all going into new signs. So we're done. We're done with 2018. It's time to let it go, but we're still kind of in the mop up. We're changing our vibration. We're adjusting. We're trying to figure out what's up from down, which dimension we're in. Time is really weird right now. And that's part of like this time of year, but also the eclipses, right? So we're kind of moving into this portal of time. And it feels like with Uranus turning direct, but interacting with the nodes. And that's happening with all these planets in Capricorn. And it's like we're jimmying the lock. We're trying to somehow adjust and unlock and find the right code to align in a harmonious fashion our physical reality and the energetic, spiritual, emotional, esoteric changes that have been happening. And so we've been kind of, it feels like behind the ball on this, but it feels like, you know, physical world is the last thing to change. It's kind of, you know, at least we believe it to be solid, but actually it's not, right? So maybe it doesn't have to be so hard. It's such a big deal. But this is what we're figuring out, right? This is a Capricorn energy. How hard does it need to be? So anyway, a lot of stuff around this new year, new season, the nodes, the eclipses, moving into a time, the wheel of time, you know, a time portal, moving into, you know, having this wheel of time with Uranus and the nodes. So it's just, you know, we're back and forth in between these energies too. So just sit tight and try not to take anything too personal. Try to find those momentary consciousness, awareness where you just feel okay. And you're like, whoa, here I am. And things are just moving along. And just that acute awareness of your present consciousness can do a lot to help right now and bring in the energies, the helpful, supportive energies. So good luck on your journey into the portal. I look forward to being back with updates around 2019 energies and the year of the Earth Pig and the Chinese Astrology for 2019. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.